Greetings and salutations. I am Bajongles, and if you enjoy my content, consider following me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bajongles1, where I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. You could also, if you'd be so kind, check out my Bluesky and Tumblr, both at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles. Also, if you wanted to check my VODs out, consider liking and subscribing here on YouTube. It would be much appreciated. And with that, back to your regularly scheduled program. Hello, hello. I am mining blocks and shit, 'cause I am playing Minecraft. Hello, how are you? How is everybody? Today I'm doing pretty good. Uh, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about this week. Not like I wasn't excited last week or every week that I stream because I love what I do. Right? Like I do love what I do, so I'm excited every day, which is a very good thing. Go find stuff that makes you excited. I'm excited for this week in particular. Because on Thursday this week, I'm gonna have my friend on once again. Sorry for the Easter decorations. Let me take them down real quick. There we go. Oh shit, you got fucking ancient debris. You know, when ancient debris was first added, I was a little bit apprehensive about it. It's nice though. It's fun. It's fine. Like it's not offensive or anything. It doesn't like make the game worse by it existing. It's kind of fun. And it is a bit OP, but like I'm not really playing Minecraft for the hardship. I'm playing it because it's a fun like building game. I should play it more. I need a fun clown skin though. Like before I play it on stream because the skin I use is not on brand, and I'd like to keep it on brand. Speaking of on brand, I'm going to start Outer Wilds music now. Like I have Minecraft, I have Java and Bedrock, which is very nice. It's very cool. Uh, but you know, I just need like an actual like decent skin. Let me lower it down for moi. The music, I mean. There we go. I personally, oh, it's a little complicated. It's definitely a little complicated because there's some features that I really like. There's some features I really like in Bedrock, and I kind of want them to be in Java. However, Java in general is better made and less glitchy. But you know, sometimes those weird glitches are part of the fun. There's some weird shit you can do with Bedrock because it's like not quite built right. But in that very specific like almost Bethesda game kind of way where like it adds to it. Now let me change to there we go. I have learned that it's just going to be black like that no matter what I do when I transition to my drawing program. So I'm just gonna like uh I'm just gonna deal with that as it comes. It seems like it's not actually an issue. It's a feature, not a bug. I think one thing I'll like I want to never do is stream Minecraft because that never bodes well. That never bodes well. It, I've I- I've experienced a bunch of like Minecraft streamers I personally enjoy turning out to be like really shitty people who do some really bad things, and I'd like to stay as far as fuck away from like that whole scene as possible. So like I'll play it on my own time. I should probably play it again. It's been a while. Uh You know that whole like Dream SMP crowd? I wasn't in it for Dream. I was in it for like J Schlatt and Technoblade. Rest in peace, Techno, by the way. But like, I got into that whole scene because of them, and then it turns out like most of those people were shitty. I think Tommy in it was fine, right? Like Tommy in it's one of the fine ones. But like, damn, that was a whole unfortunate situation. So like, that kind of sucks. Uh, People that seem to be relatively fine, as far as I can tell, uh, are like the entire Hermitcraft group. If you know them, like they're pretty nice. Apparently, Mumbo Jumbo did a lot of like redstone contraption ideas for the Minecraft movie, which is why there's a line that's like, I don't really understand this redstone stuff. It's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Like they said that line in the movie for a reason. It's a little nod to him like helping with the film. Ooh, ooh, nether gravel. That's a bit unfortunate. You see, gravel is in general kind of annoying. It's very useful. I like gravel as a block. The thing is, though, that's not what I'm looking for in the nether. It never ends. Exactly. Exactly. You're very real for that. Yo, hi, Gremlin. How's it going? Ha- Wait, is it out now? I knew that the Oblivion remaster was like a thing that was happening. Is it? Did it release? Oh shit. Man, I really need to go check that out. Ah, man, I'm really behind the curve for the simple fact that I can't afford it right now, and my friend, shout out Clockwork Stephanie from last stream, already got me Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. So like, I'm not exactly gonna ask him for like, hey, can you get me a Oblivion remaster, like touching the tips of my index fingers together. You want on my lap? My cat is of course here. Hi. I'm happy to see you. Uh, I like I have not yet steal it from Todd Howard's pockets. I definitely could do that. I definitely could steal it from Todd Howard and no one would ever know. Like I could do that. But I think I'll just save up for it. The Bethesda game I actually want to play first is Morrowind. And I need to wait for it to go on sale again and to have the money for it. Because I really want to play it for a specific reason. Have y'all heard of Tamriel Rebuilt? I think is the particular project. It's basically like creating all of Tamriel. Actually, no, I think they eventually want to do all of Nirn. Like set in not only the time of Morrowind, like in universe, but using the established lore from right around when Morrowind was made. And the biggest, like most complete projects which are still not done are of course like expanding to the entire province of Morrowind, which is mostly done, but still not quite. And Project Cyrodiil and Skyrim Home of the Nords, which are very exciting. Project Cyrodiil just got an update like this year, and that's so exciting. I think. Yeah, no, it got an update. Plus like the actual Tamriel rebuilt like Morrowind project is also updated. After 5 more beds, I found more ancient debris. Let's fucking go! You see, T Gray, that's what winning looks like. I feel like you're winning at Minecraft. You know, like I'm very excited to get through that. That is gonna be a hell of a thing. Uh, Honestly, I think what I might do for that series is like for games that I know are gonna take like literally forever. I might just do like just have it be pre-recorded things and be like, here's the let's play. If you want to see me and hang out with me, come on stream. And we won't do Morrowind, but like we'll do cool stuff. Because I've been following this Let's Play series by this guy named Lyle Schnub of hey no of like of Morrowind and Tamriel Rebuilt. And it's been going on. It releases every Monday, Morrowind Mondays. It releases every Monday, and it's been going on for like 3 years now, if I remember right. Yeah, like 3 or 4 years. And it's still going on. Hey, 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 I love you. I love you and appreciate you, Nanims. Mwah. I'm gonna need you to stop nudging my hand because I'm trying to start drawing. No, you're so sweet. You're very sweet, and I love that about you. There we go. All right. Want to just use my arm as a pillow? That's fine. I just need you to stop bumping my hand because I'm trying to draw. Oh, Gremlin! I just remembered. I said this to T Gray right at the beginning of stream, but I don't think you were here for that, so I'll say this again. On Thursday, uh, I'm very excited for Thursday because Potato Jeremy and I found a schedule opening to like have him on stream again. I'm very excited. I'm very happy because like I like having friends on stream. It's always a great time. Are these the proper? Are these the proper size, or should I change it to like size 10? I think I had them at size 10. No, that's impossible. I think I did have it at size 7. Hi, hi. Very sweet. Oh, wait a minute. No, I did have it at like yeah, I did have it at size 10. That's fun. You know, and we're gonna talk more about like I mean, it's kind of just gonna be us shooting the shit, but like we are gonna try and talk mostly about the game projects because like he's the he's the main writer for that whole thing and also the programmer. Like he's doing most of the stuff. I'm just the asset designer. Not yeah, I'm just the asset guy. Like, he's really in control of everything. And I'm very excited to just like have him on stream again on Thursday. Because then I can actually like have the time to finish the Artemis that I need to do. Uh because I did Apollo and I need to finish Artemis and it would be nice to like sort of force myself to have that opportunity. Because like, I always end up making myself busy. Like I'm sure both of you Gremlin and T Gray like saw this on the Discord server. I don't know why I did this. I like I my mind blanked for like hours, and then this happened. This was meant to just be like a fun little thing for the thumbnail. By the way, the video's out now. I made a post about it on my socials. Also the today's VOD release should also be out by now. If I remember right, I'll make a post about that after stream. Man, I don't I why? Why did I go so hard on this? Why is this so good? Like it was so good that I decided to put like a little like watermark on the bottom right. Like before I continue on the red hair pirates thing, I need to share. Oh, fuck, everybody's gone. Shit. Oh, well, they like Twitch messed up. It should be fine. I'll figure that out. Get it on all the way. Ah, I'm going to drink water and then I'm going to continue yapping. Hmm. Remember, gamers, always stay hydrated. Get it on, get it down all the way. Alrighty. Hi. You're grasping my hand and that's very silly. But yeah, no. Like this was this meant to be for a funny little thing for a thumbnail, but I ended up like making something that I'm so proud of. I put like a little watermark on the bottom right. Very fun, very cool, very funny, silly. I like I there's a technique I'm sure Salty Jub didn't come up with, but like I got from Salty Jub is like with all the lighting also change the line art color because that helps like really accentuate the brightness of the entire situation. You know, at least when you're doing an illustrative thing like this, and it also helps sort of facilitate the distinction of colors. Like for instance, with the axe being as like bright as it is a bit hard to see the orange of the actual like blade of like the sharpened part of the axe blade and the eye. So this really helps like emphasize the color while not downplaying the brightness of the funny glowing weapon. I also went entirely too hard on like the rest of the lighting on this. Like I don't know why I did this, frankly. Like I really don't know why I did this, but I'm very happy with it. It feels like the piece wanted to be made and just used me as a vessel of its own creation more than like I drew this. Like look at Martlet right here. Like that's fucking awesome. Look at this whole thing. Anyways, done with that whole bit. I am going to continue on the stools and see if I can get to working on the actual figures, which I should be able to do. I should be able to do that today. I feel like I've been mostly yapping and I should be doing more drawing, but oh well, you know, I'm here for a good time. And sometimes there's just multiple things you want to do that are fun, but only so much time to do them. I wonder what I talked about that like went from like 4 viewers to like one. That was very funny. It was like an instant. Did my shit run out? I'm a little confused by that. It's like so. I don't know. Sometimes my stuff just messes up and I lose connection for a moment, and usually it doesn't tell me, but then things are fine and it doesn't really matter. But like it's still kind of scary. Like, oh, my stuff might be giving out, but it seems like I'm coming through fine. I'm looking on the stream on. All right, sick. Yeah, see you in a bit, T Great. Also, hi, welcome back. I saw like I guess I disconnected from all my viewers for a moment, and that was a little funky. But yeah, no, have a good shower. I myself enjoy a very good shower. I also like baths a lot. I like taking baths with Epsom salts because it really helps my muscles. I get sore muscle a lot, especially in my back, which is funny because I have relatively good posture for like, you know, considering what I do. Right, like I'm at my computer a lot doing art. I'm at my computer a lot doing editing. I'm at my computer a lot just kind of, streaming, playing out. I hit my hand on my desk. That was funny. That was funny and stupid of me. Let me pop my fingers real quick so that I can draw more properly. There we go. Make sure these lines are completely upright, as opposed to down wrong. Is down wrong an actual phrase? It might be. Because I am fucking Steve. Voice crack. Yeah, do these pirates have red hair? You'll just have to figure it out this time on the One Piece fan art series. Get it down, get it down all the way. That song's been in my head all the entire time, specifically because there's like a specific remix of that song that's Steve Minecraft movie. So it's just placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft, placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit. In fucking Minecraft, placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Alright, let's see. What would you do if there was a child right in front of you? I I would well you see. I am placing blocks and shit cause I'm infecting Minecraft. That's what I would do. I would turn on creative mode in real life, and then I would create an entire massive castle. That's what I would do. I'd figure out a way to create a real life clown car and fit many people inside. A clown car for the proletariat, if you will. Mwah. Bless him, loves and shit, bless him, loves and shit in Minecraft. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, and I don't know if it'll all fit on, like, one channel. But you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna have, like, one channel that's just, like, VODs, right? Like, like, I already have this VOD channel that I post VODs on, and it's very cool and awesome, and I'm gonna have an edited video channel that's just gonna be, like, any edited video. Like more significantly edited, I mean. Because they do edit the VODs. It's relatively minimal editing, mind you, so it's not exactly something to write home about. But like it's certainly edited. I enjoy editing. Editing is very fun. I recommend trying it out. Like if it's an interesting art form. I personally use Blender. Because they have a surprisingly pretty okay video editing suite. It's the bottom option when you open up Blender, and it's asking you like what. Also, don't mind me. I have a hair somewhere. Actually, I have a lot of hairs, most of them on my head. There you go. I was talking about a hair in my mouth that was annoying, and it's gone now. But yeah, no, and it's like on the different options are the kind of workspaces in Blender you want, like at the very beginning uh when you open up the app. It's at the very bottom, and it's video editing, and it's really good. Like I'm surprised by how good and comprehensive it actually is. Blender really it does just like basically do everything at least pretty okay. And for that I am eternally grateful to it. It was very nice. Yeah, it's very nice, very cool. Yo, hey, Grandma. I see you've returned to chat. Greetings. Oh boy. You see, I have a deep secret I must tell you. I am Steve. I am placing blocks and shit because I'm in fucking Minecraft. Well, what would you do if you saw me placing blocks and shit, but like in real life? I was creative mode real life, and you saw me floating like in the skies over Oslo. Man, I'm excited for Thursday. I'm hoping one day to make some like streamer friend connections, like eventually, but that just comes with time. That comes with time and genuinely connecting with people. That's just gonna happen. It eventually. Like it'll either happen or it won't. Hmm. Like, that would be fun. Like if I really took time out of my day, I could just like slowly become friends with Salty Jub, but like I don't know. Uh, uh, I don't know. That seems like a whole thing. She's very busy. She does a lot of work for Narrative Declaration and also Ogre Popenang and also a bunch of other art commissions. And I completely understand being extremely busy. She's cool. Also, I'm not sure exactly everything that Drock does, but like Drock is also incredibly busy, but also like super cool and awesome. Drawing this by hand. I did the sketch of these sides with the like line tool. I could just like do that. Sometimes you need to just be smart about it. Placing blocks and perhaps even shit. Let's say hypothetically, he was in Minecraft. What if he was in Minecraft, Batman? Placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Alrighty. Okay, most of that part is taken care of. There we go. I really like that I can feel myself getting better. Hopefully as a person, maybe not as a person, but like certainly my skills are getting better. Uh my you know, my country's currency might be going completely kaput, like completely down the drain. Like, that just means that once I start like earning money from like stuff like commissions and ad revenue, and like if I decide to have a Patreon, which I might do, but like I don't know what the hell I would do with Patreon. I'm kind of like showing everything with like my entire process blatantly already. Right, so like would the Patreon give the people supporting it anything besides just the satisfaction of like I like this person, I'm going to give them money. Just like I don't know, people don't need to give me money. I mean, it's cool, and I need money to live. Like, do people really need to give me money like that? I don't think so. But yeah, no, like I think whenever I do that kind of stuff, I'm probably gonna have the default currency be in euros instead instead of in USD. Like, I'm gonna be completely real and honest with y'all. I think that I'm gonna have all my shits like default currency be euros because that feels like a much more stable financial situation to have right now. is not having it all be USD. Oh, water. Nope, I'm not missing any chat messages. No, it looks like all the chat messages are coming in. God, Sunday was a good stream. I just was remembering. Yeah, God, not yesterday's Sunday stream, amazing. Like literally one of my favorites that I've ever done. You guys in chat were amazing that entire time. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all are fucking awesome. And like it was just a great time in general. As well. It was God. I'd love to do that again. I might be able to do that again. Not this Sunday. Not this Sunday, cause my friend has midterms, and really needs to focus on those. Cause boy, do I know that midterms are fucking stressful. Like I think they're more than stressful, even. Like I fucking get it. Like, I'd like to continue this sometime. I would also like to continue the Deltarune Snowgrave thing that we started. Like that would also be fun. On Sunday I'm still gonna be like continuing Undertale Yellow. I like Undertale Yellow. It's a very good game so far. Undertale Yellow is very fun. Also, sorry for the low energy today. One, I usually have honestly kind of low energy, like when I'm just by myself. But also, I'm tired. Like I slept properly last night. I slept about 6 hours, which is like an hour less than I normally do, but like that's fine. My cat was yelling in the morning, which she normally does. Water. Like, that's not an issue whatsoever. So I'm a bit tired today. That's not gonna stop me from doing anything. Yo, welcome back. How's your shower? Speaking of showers, I also took a shower this morning. Uh, like I took a shower earlier, and it was pretty good. It was a pretty solid shower. I always come. You know what? William Afterman says, "I always come," and then he does. And then he created Five Nights at Freak Bears. Yeah, Freak Bears Family Diner. The animatronics do get a little quirky at night. I realize that all the memes going forward are not gonna be like led by Gen Z. Gen Alpha's taken over the internet now. Like the memes that are happening are like they're they're the cultural like touchstone of the internet now, and like that's cool. It's it feels kind of like a passing of the torch moment almost. Is there a cat scratching on my door? No, there's not. Oh, I see somebody marching in. Hi. Hi, Gracie. What? What you meowing about? I always come in the shower. Yeah, no, exactly. You want out? There we go. She just wanted in to yell at me and then leave. Honestly, incredibly based. That is an incredibly based thing to do. I'd like to do that sometimes. Just walk into a room with somebody in it, yell at them, and then leave. Oh, by the way, Tigray, I never asked you. I ever not asked for your pronouns. I assume your pronouns are. I assume you have professional nouns. I got a new TV and my PS4 perfectly fits under it. Yo, fucking Pog. Listen, the PS4 is a very good. Oh, Pog, sick. As I joked about this last stream, like with the Joseph Seed is him stuff, but those really were my pronouns. Like I am he they because I'm he not him because I'll never be him. I am a dude in the same way that Cthulhu is a guy. Is weird. It's I don't know. It's incomprehensible. I've done some soul searching, and I that feels about right. It feels about right for a funny tentacle creature in a suit. Do do. You are him, just not him. Yeah, I like to. I like you know. It's been over a year now since my last relationship, and my last relationship was somebody like we joked that he stole my him, and I was left with like his they. Like that was very funny. Your pronoun is mine, which like that was funny. That was a very funny joke. Sometimes it's important to remember that like no experience like nobody's experience with any person is 100% bad. And sometimes that makes it more complicated. Well, so don't mind me being tired. I have no right to be tired. Well, I do, because I'm human, and to be human is to feel. Oh, yeah, I'm kind of more of a tentacle creature, but still, the same difference, same difference, same difference. It's like, I deserve to feel any emotion because, like, that is what it means to be alive. However, I, I slept well enough that I shouldn't be tired. Um, um, those helicopter jokes are like old enough to kind of be funny again. Listen, l- listen, it would be really funny to see a drag queen dressed up in like an attack helicopter costume and then spinning around really fast making helicopter noises. Like, let's be real here. That's the funniest shit in the world. It just sucks when people make that joke to be mean instead of just to be like, haha, funny. You may identify as an attack helicopter. Well, all the people that identify as an attack helicopter, all vehicles are she. That's just an established thing, at least in English. Like all vehicles are she. Ah, I see. Perfect. Cool, I'll use you for awesome armor trim. Placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. You know, I'm doing the line art for some of this stuff that I don't really need to do because it's gonna be covered up, but I also do need to do it. Like, really, if you really think about it, because like if I don't do it, then how do I know all the stuff on top is done correctly? You know, sometimes it's just worth the extra effort. Much like anything else in life, sometimes the extra effort is worth it. I said eraser, thank you. Placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. But also, sort of going back to talking about last stream, I'm so sorry about like the choppiness of that. My CPU was like working the hardest it ever has before to keep everything going. I had Discord open, I had Google open because I needed to have that open for the stream manager. I had my PNG tuber open. I closed the music. I had OBS open. I had Far Cry 5 open at like good quality settings. And so like it was just, my computer was chugging. And I could have done better on that. I could have like lowered the visual quality of Far Cry 5 to make it like less chuggy and a lot more smooth. Like I probably should have done that, frankly. But you know, oh well, it should be fine. Hmm. I'm thinking about the last time I played Portal. The VOD's not on Twitch anymore, but it is over on YouTube. Uh, I didn't know until like after the stream that it was Asexual Awareness Day. And why that's funny, T Gray, is because I'm asexual. I didn't know it was my like awareness day. And Gremlin and I were doing like a bunch of like Marry Fuck Kill uh with a bunch of like different characters. Very funny coincidence. What's asexual? Asexual basically means that I don't want to have sexual relationships with people. It is more of a spectrum than like an absolute, sort of like everything queer. So like there are some people that are actually like do like actively do not like it. It disgusts them. Like they don't want anything to do with it. It is like it feels bad to them. And then there's people more like me who are just completely neutral on it. And this is completely separate from the romantic side of things, where I'm quite romantic, mind you. I love being in romantic relationships with other men. Frankly, it's very nice. Uh, you know, men just kind of hit different. And And it's it's an interesting thing to find out about yourself that like sometimes you kind of have to learn from experience that it's just something you're not really into doing. But yeah, no, so it is what it is. And sort of what's funny about playing Marry Fuck Kill is that like realistically, I wouldn't fuck any of them. Like really. I mean, I'm fine with it, but it's not something I'm like enthusiastic about. I'd rather like do art like this. This is amazing. I like making art. I like doing things. I like making stuff. I like making people happy. Very nice, very cool. Something that was funny to me though, and again, this is honestly how I found out that it was Asexual Awareness Day. J.K. Rowling had turned her sights from the trans community to the asexual community to go, they are mid, they suck, they are losers. Towards like, the asexual community. That's how I found out that it was that people were very aware of me that day. That's, that was very funny. She is a very unserious individual, I will say that much. And I say firmly, I believe in trans rights and trans wrongs. I believe people should be able to live, and sometimes being able to live means making mistakes. That's just how being a person is. I believe that all people of all genders and also no genders uh and like everything else should just be able to fucking live, man. They should just be able to live their fucking lives. The world is too beautiful to not let people live their lives. Like, the world's awesome. I like living in it. And I'd like more people to live in it happy. Because that just makes the world better. Line pool. Elytra wingsuit. The Nether. God, I'm gonna post it I'm gonna post it in meme chat in the Discord. Once I find it. Somebody did the lava chicken song from from the Minecraft movie as a Megalovania, and it's in my memes playlist. Here it is. Alright, it's posted in memes. There we go. I still find funny like Megalovanias to be very funny. Megalovania is a very fun genre of music. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, wow. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, wow. Boy. It's fun being unmedicated for ADHD because my mind just comes to conclusions and funny topics that were unrelated to anything previous. Um, how familiar are you with Critical Role, Tigray? because they host a audio podcast, or I prefer to call it a radio drama even, because it's more like those old fashioned radio dramas. It's very good. It's called Midst, MIDST. It is quite good, and once you're done listening to that, which by the way, it is a fucking roller coaster. It's so good. It's it's an exemplar in fantasy storytelling in like an auditory medium. It is peak. It's fucking peak. Like it's so, oh my god, it's so good. I will not say anything about it other than that it is a very 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 good uh a very very good space fantasy. And it makes me think differently about how like writing works. So good. Bow bow. And after you listen to it, I need you to look up Mids to Unend, because that's like a sequel series. You could also watch Moonward, but Moonward is like a tabletop role playing thing done by the Mids people. And I haven't watched it yet. I don't think I really like, you don't need to, because all of the things are made to let you go into them in sort of any order almost, while still being cohesive parts of a story in a specific chronological order. Like, they don't expect you to know everything from the other series to get into it. Like, to get into each individual one. I do recommend listening to mids before listening to Unend. Ugh. Placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Placing blocks and shit. Ah, there we go. I'm a little paranoid now. I won't go into why, but it feels like something's happening. It was like, yeah, no, what's with it? I am Steve Chicken Jockey, Flint and Steel. But yeah, no, go check out Midst. It's very good. It's a very good audio, like a radio drama. But like it on YouTube. It's hosted by the Critical Role channel, and they have their own channel that has their series, their like sequel series to that called Unend, like on their own channel. Go listen to Midst first, then listen to Unend. So I will not say anything about them. I will just say they are some of my favorite pieces of media ever. They have completely changed how I think about media and writing, and like imparting meaning into a piece. And like Unend isn't even over yet. It just got to like the end of season 1. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. It's so good. I'm so excited for season 2. Oh my god. I wish I could talk about it, but I need everybody to go into it blind. It feels like Outer Wilds in that way, where you need to go into it without understanding anything. Like you can get into sort of any of the shows in any order, kind of. But like either way, you need to go into into where whatever like you get into first. You need to get into it blind. So good. Midst, MIDST. Oh my god. I'm still processing the season 1 finale of Unend. Oh, oh my god. Like I am like holding up my hands going peak cinema. Like I'm going to put them in main chat once I get done with these once I get done with these stools. I need like I need each video of their entire thing to have 8 billion views. I need every single human being on Earth to partake in Midst. There's a Spelljammer inspired setting that I'm working on that like when I watched Mist I completely like redid because I oh my god, it's so good. I wish that it could be like, hey, here's everything about it. I can tell you everything, but I can't because that would spoil. If you like the Undertale fan game song, oh, I love Enigmatic Encounter. You need to listen to a song called an Enigmatic Encounter Orchestra. Oh, let me. No, I don't want to open Discord. Task Manager. Guards. End task. Thank you. I meant to click on Google. Let me look that up. Enigmatic Encounter Orchestra. It's not orchestral cover, it's orchestra. Let's see. Logan Feast. Alright, I'm listening. You're right, that is good. That is very good. I need to pause that or else I'm just gonna be listening to that and not draw, frankly. I think the first 3 phases of that whole fight have the best music, and then people keep like adding more phases, like more songs for more phases, and I don't think those work as well. I don't think those work as well as just like, the main three phases. Very good. I also rather like the "Remember, son, dying is gay." Yes, father. Like that whole meme. That's very good. Oh, congrats. I have not played Enigmatic Encounter, like the entire Enigmatic Encounter fight. I've seen it though. There's like a time paradox. That's one that I want to play. Yeah, like Megalovania, or not Megalovania, but like Sans Fight fan games like to be insanely hard for like not much reason. And sometimes it really works, and sometimes it really doesn't. I just kind of watch them because I'm here for the music. I'm here to vibe. Also, I hope killing one random monster in Undertale Yellow allowed me to get. A few years ago, I beat Ink Sands, and it took me so long. Oh fuck! Which Ink Sands? There's like two. There's like two that people like. I'm assuming that you're talking about like the main one, like specifically the one that uses. I think the theme's called like Tokiovania. And why I remember that is because back in middle school, that was my absolute favorite. Yeah, there's two. There's two that I remember. Uh, Based on your reaction, I'm assuming that you are referencing like the main one with Tokiovania. Which back in middle school was my absolute jam. That was my favorite like Sans AU theme ever. Yeah, that one. Yeah, no, it looks really fun. I'm not sure how well it probably holds up now with the higher standard of like, basically a decade of Undertale fans gaining like music and game making experience inspired by like Undertale coming out at exactly the right time in their lives. It certainly inspired me a lot. Toby Fox is a miracle worker when it comes to music. He's a dog shit programmer though. Ah, Sans did say you're gonna have a bad time, and I think I think he meant it. I'm gonna be real. I think he may have meant it. I don't think he was lying just to scare us. Also, don't mind the weird canvas stuff going on. I kind of messed up on the hotkeys. Whoopsies. But yeah, no, I hope, like in Undertale Yellow, I killed a singular, like, random monster, and I really hope that that's enough to get me to the neutral ending, because I don't want to keep killing things. I don't want to kill more things. I like these characters. I like these little monster encounters. They're fun. Undertale Yellow is a good game so far. But like I really want to get to the neutral ending. I want to fight that weird ass Flowey. If I can't beat Martlet, then that's a long ways away. But like I think I'm gonna beat Martlet this time. Especially since I'm like starting from the very beginning. Who knows? I might beat it first try next stream, like on Sunday. That's kind of my hope because I'd like to see more of the game. Also, can I just say it is definitely like barely Undertale. Like it's definitely like using Undertale as a base, but like Undertale Yellow could have easily like the few instances of like, you know, the pre-existing characters could have been replaced and it still would have been a very very solid game. And I think that's the marker of a good fan game. Oh yeah, it did. Team Switch's Underswap has also been taking like forever. I think the original rendition of TS Underswap started in 2016. Like it started pretty early on, if I remember right. And I've been doing research on this. Also, can I just say, the fact that I believe it's called X Cross, right? That big like Undertale fan series, like animated series on YouTube that sort of takes every aspect of the fan like the Undertale fandom multiverse and sort of like makes it all kind of make sense together as a singular story. I I I hope I'm remembering the name of it correctly. Like that one, like the fact that they made Ink Sands the big villain in the whole thing is fucking insane. It's insane. Oh boy, yeah. This is what researching an insane fandom does to your mizzened, your mind even. Is that it just like it makes you go crazy. Like, it's cool. It's fine. I like Undertale. I like the fandom. Hmm, I gotta drink some water. Mm. God, I need to look. I hope there's more news on Team Switch's Underswap. I'm sorry, there's Spamton and Undertale Yellow? What? I was like, I've played through Deltarune. I know about Spamton. I've beaten Spamton Neo. Like wait, what Spamton stuff are you talking about? You intrigue me. Oh, on the internet. Oh, you mean stuff like the Spamton sweepstakes? I've seen that. I'm not even touching Deltarune for my whole like research stuff because that's a whole different game that I'm gonna get into another time. Wait, is there new Spamton stuff that I haven't seen? There's so many memes. True. I mean, Spamton is the funny little guy that's everyone's favorite. I mean, hey, it's me, number one rated salesman, circa 1997. Is there like new Spamton stuff? Let me look up hashtag Spamton on Blued Sky. and go to latest. Okay, that's pretty good art. That's pretty good art. How it started, how it's going, a goblin turning into Spamton. Very true, very cool. Uh, is there a cat that wants in? Nope, I just heard meowing. So I'm trying to find exactly what you mean because I'm trying to be very on top with everything going on. I saw movement and now what was moving is gone. Don't fail me now, Tobert Fobert. Hi. Oh, you are in my room. Hi. Hello, miss. Okay, he hasn't been active. He's my tiny little dipshit. Would you like to buy some? Hyperlink blocked. True. You know, I think I would. Also, I have a question. Does Spamton say freedom once? Because I have an idea that hyperlink locked means freedom. But if he just says the word freedom, then it can't be that. Because hyperlink blocked means that it's like something he's trying to say, but is like he's unable to say it. I'm like that's a thing I'm trying to figure out is what is hyperlink blocked? What makes it like he says soul, so it can't be soul. Hi. There we go. Hi, Mike. Oh, okay, so it's not freedom. Yeah, it's not freedom. He says soul. Although it is separated by spaces, so that may be how he like got around it, but that's a bit iffy. It's Pippus. Ah, true. Yeah, it's true. He never once says Pippus ever. It's not like he's a real Pippus person or anything. You know, no, I have yet to meet a real Pippus person. I mean, I've been searching far and wide and also long. I have yet to find a real genuine Pippus person. Something I'm worried about, like, happening when Deltarune is, like, much more complete, is figuring out that I can't do research on, like, Gaster and Undertale without talking about Gaster and Deltarune. Because, like, what if it's revealed that they are the exact, like, actual same person, and that, like, because I want to separate them into like different things to focus on for research because Deltarune is its whole awesome, really cool, really well done can of worms. it's very cool. It's very awesome. Let's see if I have it thinner in the middle, but make it go outward. Then I could do something cool like this and make it dynamic. You know, once I am done with the stools, I'm going to send in main chat in the Discord. I'm going to post the playlist of like mids season one, cause like, or no, I'm just gonna do the entire series of mids. Like they have a whole playlist of that, cause I need the world to see that. I desire it. God, I can't wait for season. I can't wait for season two of Unend. Hey, Chris. Have you heard of Among Us? Well, it might be very hard snacks, but I believe in you now, Among Us sus. Go, go in the vent. True. If you aren't sus, why'd I see you vent? God, there's a channel that in like a personal like friend Discord of mine. Uh, that that we turned into a vent channel, and the only thing in there is just an image of the imposter venting. Very funny, very cool. Chris, you're. I guess you are my little pogchamp. That was very hard to. Best typing in the world. That was very hard to. Free typing lessons. Click now. As you could probably tell by this being a One Piece fan art series, I've been reading One Piece. I like One Piece. It's probably my favorite uh well, it's definitely up there amongst my like favorite pieces of media. I will not spoil, uh but I will say that the recent chapters are incredibly cool and based. And I think that frankly, Eiichiro Oda was cooking. I I I do believe he was cooking, which is normal for him, might I add. However, it must be brought to light that he was in fact cooking. If I remove you, yes, I see. Hmm. Yes, I'm going to grab that. I'm gonna have that. A while ago, I made a map pad. Ooh, tell me about your shit theory. I enjoy hearing a bunch of theories. I'm a theory person myself. I don't make theories all that often. Uh, you've probably heard a couple of mine. It is very. I'd like to hear it. I might end up pulling it apart just because like it is very completed. I see. You'll be a few minutes typing. All right, that's fine. I will keep talking in the meantime, and I will be drawing continuously. Let's see if I get rid of the sketches and I get rid of this. You know, I do enjoy a good theory. Wrong layer. And this, my friends, is the beauty. Oh, it was something linked to Gaster. Okay, well of course it is. It's Deltarune. The entire game is linked to Gaster. Like, I don't know. I feel like once we find out more about Gaster in Deltarune, that's gonna very affect like anybody's stuff on Undertale. Because like I don't know, he was pulled between time and space. Ah, Pog. I hope to be able to afford chapters 3 and 4. They look so good from what I've seen. On one hand, it would be awesome to play it on Switch 2, but on the other hand, I might not get a Switch 2. Like, like I want to get one, but what if it's just not available? I don't know. Our economy is in a free fall right now. It's only £24. Yeah, it's like uh, like Deltarune. Deltarune is like the entire game is gonna be like just $25, which is about £24. But like I'm talking about getting the Switch 2, which is gonna be very expensive. And like I would like to do some of those unique mechanics, but if I can't afford it, oh shit, it's only holy shit, it's only 43 more tomorrows. I, at the beginning of Deltarune, it's very obvious that there are two people there, though, right? Like, that's not just a theory, right? Because one is all caps and speaks differently, and the other, like, talks with upper and lowercase letters and has a different, like, text noise when the text comes on screen. There might be no text noise if I'm remembering wrong, but like I know that there are two different ways of typing. But no, I do not believe that means that there's an extra entity beyond like us and Chris inside of Chris's body. I do believe, however, that maybe somebody like swooped in and was like, "Oh, you don't get to have choices in this world. Fuck you, asshole," and put you inside like Chris instead of like the vessel you made. That's my theory. That's my theory, my game theory. And I think it makes sense for Gaster to be not necessarily evil, but definitely an antagonist at one point. Because like what we have to consider Toby Fox as a writer. when making theories and having them be like accurate. He is a good writer, is the thing. He's a good writer and a really good musician. And so that's why his games are so popular. I just got a message. Oh, it was just a message talking about a D&D game I'm in. Somebody's not able to make it. Oh, well, that's fine. The person in the beginning of chapter 1 is Gaster because in the true no no I know, right, like that's the first person that you talk to is Gaster, but the second person who says like you don't get to choose who you are in this world has a different, like, different font, different way of speaking. uh Instead of being all caps, like Gaster is, the second person also has lower cases, like almost like they cut into Gaster's whole shtick and then was like, nah, fuck you in particular, player. And I find that to be interesting. I find that to be really interesting and cool. Um, there are a lot of people saying like, "Oh, it's Kara. Oh, it's Kara." No, it's not. It can't be Kara because Kara's story is very dependent on Undertale, right? Like Kara makes no sense in Deltarune. But like it has to be somebody, so I posit that they might be just a new character. Like for all I know, really. Right, if I do this, then that would be cool. So like I think that there were two people talking at the beginning, which is not an uncommon theory. I've heard it a lot, but it's one that I definitely agree with, and I sort of formulated on my own. Um, no, again, I think it's an original character. The options are saying so it can't be Flowey because Asriel. It can't be Flowey because Asriel is the thing, right? So it can't be that. It's definitely not Sans because Sans only talks in lowercase and talks in Comic Sans. I really don't think it's Frisk because Frisk is a lot like Chris in the sense that they're a vessel for our journey in Undertale. Right? They're a vessel that we hold control over. Asriel is away at college in universe, so it's unlikely to be them. Gaster is already the first person at the beginning. So if it were Gaster, it would just be one person talking, but with like two different voices for some reason, which doesn't really fit. Um, and I don't think it's evil Chris because like why would it be why would it be Chris? Also, Chris is like there's only one Chris, and Chris is not evil. Chris is a high schooler. So like, so my train of thought is leading me to the idea that this second character is just a new character. Because like, I don't know, it could be another shard of Gaster, but I think like I think that Gaster being split across time and space was like there's Undertale Gaster, there's Deltarune Gaster, and then there's like it's the annoying dog. I don't think so, but there's no evidence against it. Right? There's no evidence against that necessarily, so like we can't we can't really rule that out. That's the thing about like talking about a game that is still not done yet is that we don't know anything really. Something that's really interesting though is that when talking about like Toby Fox game theories, we need to consider Toby Fox as a writer, and I think that Gaster represents most likely, yeah. Since like called the police beforehand, it would be funny if it was Napster Blue instead. I like theoretically it could be any police person, but like it's probably Undyne. Oof. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like what does Gaster represent in terms of a video game? And I saw a theory on this that I agree with. That said that like Gaster represents specifically the kind of player that wants to rip a game open like completely, just absolutely shred it open just so that they can see everything. Like much like a mad scientist. Right? Like they're not evil, they're not like bad, but they're sort of the idea is like, they sort of ruin it for themselves. Cuz they data mine, they rip the entire thing for parts. Right? Like I think that that's the intention of Gaster as a story. And I think maybe it would be interesting if Gaster never shows up unless you're like actively looking for him. Now let's see. Gaster just look at the game file. Kind of. Yeah, no, that's sort of what I mean. Like I think he's only gonna really show up in the weird route. And I think that Noelle will have a weird connection because she has a habit of just finding like ways that a game is broken like entirely on accident. That's just kind of a thing that she does. And also the Gaster theme, like the Gaster motif is in Girl Next Door, which is like Noelle's theme. So like it's very obvious that there's some sort of connection there plus the game breaking sort of deal. And so I think that the weird route, again, I think the weird route is the only place where you get to find Gaster. We'll see. We'll definitely see on that. I honestly kind of hope not, but there are a lot of things pointing to it. You know what I mean? Like it's one that I kind of just don't want to happen, even though it's likely. It's the likely idea. You know, who knows? It's probably going to be made to work well because it's Toby. It's Robert Tober. It's Robert Tobert Fobert. It's Toby Fox. By the way, yes, Toby Fox's name is Robert, and I will keep telling people this until everybody knows it. However, he calls himself Toby, so he's Toby. I mostly use it for funny name things like Robert Tobert Fobert, where it's just like just absolutely destroying any concept of a name, just for the funny. Robert is a goat. True. Toby Fox does very good music. That's my favorite part of like any of his stuff is the music. And we're gonna be getting so much of it. We're gonna be getting so much music in this new release of chapters 3 and 4. We're gonna be getting so much new music. I'm so excited. I oh my god. Oh my god. To quote Bob Burger. There we go. Okay, I think that should be better. There we go. I just kind of had to undo that. Like the part of Girl Next Door I'm specifically talking about that has the Gasser motif is the ba da 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 do 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 do. Like it's a modified version of it, but it has the da 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 da. Like it has that. It's just that it switches up where they are in the bar, like by 2 notes. There is some connection with Gaster and Noel. It exists. The One Piece is real, and Noel is already there. Robert, Fobert, Dobert, Snowbert, Fobert, Nobert. True. That is his name. His name is Newbert. Tubert Fubert, if you will. And I shall. It, Poobert. No, as I just like get weirdly defensive. It's the same kind of comedy to me, like that this one character's please like comedy skit where somebody was playing J.R.R. Tolkien talking about the milky nipples of the Hobbit milk, and it's really weird. It's really fucking weird. But it's like, you dare defy Jerry Randall Tolkien? Like it's that same kind of humor, like name-based humor that really gets me. I'm probably gonna send that in meme chat too. Uh, like I'm gonna send mids in the main chat, and then I'm gonna send that in the meme chat because it's very funny. Where's the Hobbit milk, Jacob? You read the book. Sing the song of Bombfom then. It's very good. It's very good. I think I'm doing those shapes right. Where where did Frodo keep his ring? It was pierced on one of his 6 milky nipples, Jacob. How do the Nazgul keep finding the hobbits? They can smell the milk, Jacob. They can smell it from a mile away. It's their main power. God, I love that video so much. It's so funny. Ah, the hobbit milked me. I'm going to kill you. Yes, I did. I think I probably said something about it. I might not have, but I will. I will tell you my reaction to it now once again. Oh yeah, no, I gave it a thumbs up. I did see it. I All it really needs is to be sped up, maybe like practiced a little bit. It is solid. It's very solid piano work. It's how the Hobbit milked me. Alright, there we go. God, that's a joke I can't wait to get to. Once once uh once we get around to playing more Far Cry 5, because there's a character named Jacob Seed, and I'm gonna get to do a bunch of jokes from that characters please. Oh, you're reconnecting to chat. Okay. Yes, I saw it. Uh it's very good piano work. I think the only thing you'd need to do is like speed it up. In certain parts, just sort of practice it to just like get it down. Very good. Hmm. Now let me get my water, because I've been talking, and talking makes my throat tired. There we go. Mm. And the other thing I said right after is I can't wait to get to more Far Cry 5, because there's a character. The notes start not working right. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I guess I don't necessarily mean the tempo. I mean that like there there are like certain parts of it where it feels like it just needs to be practiced a little bit more. I'm trying to remember where is okay, so there's you're really good at the but then like I can hear it sort of stick at the and also a little bit at the bada 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 da 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 bada 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 bada. I just think it needs to be like practice just a little bit more. Let me see. I realize that I need to actually lower these layers. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I figured out what I was doing. I figured out what I was doing wrong with the how the layers work. Oh, my cat wants up. Alright. Bye, Nanims. Love you. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to get everything that needs to get gotten below here. So these need to be below that. But the thing is that the background line art is where it is for a reason. What I could also do is do like that, but then that kind of messes. Does it mess the line art? No, it doesn't mess the line art up. What am I saying? The black key would not work because there were too many notes playing at once, and it took so long to get the bit to not break. Ah, okay. So it's more of a hardware issue. All right, that's fine. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-boo-boo. Ba-da-da-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo-boo-boo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo-boo-boo. Ba-da-da-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-da-do-boo-boo. I know that's not Spider Dance, but that is from Team Switch's Underswap Muffet fight. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-boo-boo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-boo-boo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-boo-boo. Do-do-do-do-do. It really wants you to play Megalovania, but it hates Muffet for some reason. That reminds me, I remember hearing that there's some sort of controversy with Muffet, but I don't understand what it is, because it doesn't seem like anything bad enough for people to actually care about. I don't understand. I just kind of don't understand. Where's the background shading? You're the background shading. You see, your piano really loves Sans, but it hates Muffet because Muffet owes your piano money. Let's see, I guess I just kind of need to draw this. This is just what she looks like. This is just what the character looks like. This is accurate to the model. This is accurate to how Oda drew back in the 90s. Yeah, no, she does kind of have like a 12 head, doesn't she? Now, eventually all of this will be one layer because it'll be a finished drawing, but until then I need many layers. I feel like this is procrastinating a little bit, but this is a bit of background polish that I forgot to do. Damn. I've heard of head ass, but this is a. I don't think this is what they meant. Alright, there we go. And if I That seems to work. If I make this a little bit darker, how would that work? Does it? If perhaps it does, actually. Popping my fingers. Oh, I just remembered. Last night my grandma messaged me and was like, "Hey, do you want to go to another art exhibit?" So I'm hanging out with my grandma on Saturday. You just saw the lava chicken of mania. Ah, what are your thoughts? Magical in it. Oh, I forgot. I need to post the things I said I would post. What was the meme I said I was gonna post? I remember that I was gonna send mids, but I was gonna send something else in meme because I thought it was funny, but I forgot. Now I have to finish this shading or else I'll hate myself for 5 minutes and then love myself again. Remember to love yourself out of a place of understanding, not ignorance. It's important that when you're in the search of loving yourself, that you do so from a place of actually understanding who you are as a person. You can't really do that without going on a journey of self-discovery. Also, sorry for the accent slipping a little bit. I'm tired. There we go. Alright, hold on. Mids. Mids podcast channel. Playlists. View full playlist. Copy. I'm putting this the fucking main chat. There we go. La 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 lava, chicken, serve the lava chicken, yeah. But yeah, no, what was the thing I was gonna send in meme chat? I was gonna send something, and I forgot. Yeah, and I did that, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool and awesome. Just a lover. Very funny and cool. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty. That's pretty well good. Let's see, but yeah, no, what was I gonna put in meme chat? You see, gamers, my memory is bad. And I saw that message. I can get rid of it now. Meme, meme, meme shiz. There we go. It's probably in here somewhere, whatever it was. No, it's not in here. I can't find whatever it was. Oh well. Oh, I'm sure it was funny. I'll see it. I'll see whatever I said in the recording, and then I'll send it. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see. La 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 la. Chicken. There's a lot of chicken here. We'll see if I get rid of stool color. Stool shading, sorry. Stool shading, background line art. La 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 lava. Chicken. There's a lava chicken, yeah. There's lava chicken, yeah. Let's me see. It's probably, yeah, it's probably going to be above the stool line art. People line art. We're actually doing it, gamers. We're actually getting to the people finally. La 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 lava. Chicken. It's a lava chicken, yeah. Let's see. Flint and steel, flint and steel in Minecraft, placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Let me see. Let me go back down to like size 7. La 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 la. Chicken. It's like a chicken, yeah. Let's see, and then and then the eyes were drawn. There we go. That actually helps me see what I need to draw quite a bit. At this point, uh, at the point where I'm drawing, Luffy had already stabbed his face as a little child, and they're talking in the, uh, they're just kind of talking. I know that's technically not quite accurate because they were partying in the tavern before all that happened, but like I want to draw that thing on the face where it's like, yeah, he just stabbed himself to show that he's a very like determined but also stupid character, and it shows that in like all one motion in the story. Like very determined, stick to his principles, but also not all that bright when it comes to like that. Very impulsive. Chicken. La lava. Chicken. There's a lava chicken here. Signify. Oh, hey, Gaster's in chat. Yo. La 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 ba. Cha 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 chicken. I'm guessing that some of those symbols are just not supported by Twitch because some of them are just boxes. I thought they might. Message copied. I do want to know, actually. Ding translator. Let me see. Ah, I see. That's certainly a thing. Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the whitest guy around. If the translators to be correct, that I what I said was funny. I wonder how much of this can just be chalked up to shading. I think I'm going to just keep that like mm, 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 decision noises. Get it on, get it on, delay. Placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Speaking about me, because I said, yeah, unfortunately for you, I am white, and I wanted to talk a little bit. Oh, what the fuck? Ah, la 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 la, chicken, Steve's loving chicken, yeah. Uh, but yeah, no, like my mom cares a lot more about sort of like genealogy and where people come from a lot more than I do. Uh, like basically that's the thick and thin of that. I will say though, I found out that my family's from basically if there's anywhere in England that has the suffix of shire, we're from there, which is interesting. Not too distantly either. Only a couple of years. Like some people came over because the Mormons went over to England and went, you will join Mormonism now. And so, the fact that I exist is kind of the Mormons' fault. And I will continue to make it their problem every single day. I kid. Like legit, I joke. Lacing blocks and shit, lacing blocks and shit in Minecraft. La la lava. Chicken. Steve's of a chicken, yeah. You know, why does he need all that chicken? But the villagers are all vegetarian and it's in their town, so there's just kind of like a thing killing a bunch of chickens there. Like, they don't have a use for it. Get it down. Get it down. Let me see. I might have to take out the. That ain't Spanish. You lie. You told a fib. You made a deception. That was in fact German. Quite different languages. I understand the confusion. You see, one is a Germanic language, while the other is a Romance language. I know that can be confusing because English is kind of a weird mix of both. I say that not as a dig against you, but a dig against the language that we speak. But yeah, no, man, I can't believe that Gastra likes pizza. You know, I never thought he would, honestly. Placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Out, out. Placing blocks and shit, placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. Alright, that does help. That does help a lot. Placing blocks and shit. Placing blocks and shit in Minecraft. You know, Oda drew Kid Luffy to look a lot like an actual fucking child. That's what this is what a fucking child looks at you when they're mad. Like this is good job. Now. Placing blocks on shit. See, there we go. Something that I like that they did when making this manga is that without his hat, Luffy just looks like a guy. He just looks like a kid. But with his hat, he's distinct. He's a very unique individual. Iconic even. True king behavior. What am I using to draw? Okay, so my drawing software is Krita. It is free and open source. And for my tablet, I'm just using like I forget the model, but it was like a $50 like Wacom tablet. It's really cheap and it's lasted me for years now at this point. It's still working. Like it's been a few years. I the pen I'm using, like the brush, is just a default pen called Ink 4 Pen Rough. Like I really like don't use anything special for my art. You see, I firmly believe that anybody can draw if they just, start. Right? Like if you can try, you can do it. Get it down, get it down. Get it down, get it down. Say, there we go. Okay. I fully believe that like anybody is an artist if they make art, no barrier. Ah, I will say there's a lot of similarities because it is drawing. It is something that you need to get used to though, because I use a cheap like $50 tablet, which means I look at my screen. I look at my computer screen when I'm drawing and not like drawing tablet screen because I don't have a screen on this tablet. And so going from like drawing on, let's say just drawing on a piece of paper where you're looking down at the thing you're drawing on, like the biggest like barrier, not even barrier, but the thing you'll need to get used to is not looking at the thing that you're drawing on and instead looking at your screen. Piano Crit is just like completely free. The tablet I use is like $50. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it make sure not to get an expensive one. Is sort of all I'm saying. Like you don't need the expensive. You don't need like to get a fancy brush pack, even though I could tell you how to get one. Ah, fun fact: Critic can do animation too. It's just that that's not like its main purpose. I'm gonna try out doing like a fun little animation thing for a new starting soon screen because what I want to do, and I've talked about this before, is I want to like create a bunch of new assets and all this stuff and then basically oh turn my streaming into like having seasons almost like a show where like I update it and then it's a new season with like new stuff and things are cool and like a new PNG tuber and a new screens for everything and such. And it's a lot. I'm gonna be honest, it is a lot of work to do everything myself. Right? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This does take a lot of work. Is it worth it though? I think so. I definitely think it's worth it. I love what I do. And like this isn't exactly the hardest job in the world by a long shot. but I will say it's not for everybody, right? Like, it doesn't have to be hard to not be for everybody. So, I like yapping out into the universe enough where like, this is cool, this is fun. I like talking, and I also like interacting with people. I like having cool people in chat that are like, "Hey, did you know that Jeremy means God loosens?" Nod to Gremlin. Hi, Nibs. Hi. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of doing a breaststroke, so I had to finish that up and then let you in. Hi. Oh, you're so sweet. Hi. You're very. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want up? Hi. You're very talkative. I love hearing your voice. Yeah. I also love hearing Gracie's voice. It's just sometimes it's annoying to be yelled at. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? What do you want?" And she just keeps yelling at me. I get it. She's like 19. She's an old cat. I'm alone. My cats have betrayed me for the foot. Normal cat behavior. Again, you want on my lap? You want on my lap, Missy Miss? Hi. There we go. Mwah. Cats will betray you for food, no issue. That's just sort of how it is. Mwah. Guess how old your house is. Okay, so you are in England, which means that your houses are actually old. And last long because you use things like uh, plaster on wattle and daub, and like stones and bricks. You're from like north, so you're probably going more on stone. I'm gonna say around like late 1800s, like Victorian era, maybe Edwardian era at the latest. Which would be like 1880s to about like 1920. 326 years old. Damn. Let's see. Oh shit. If that's true, then your house was built roughly in 1699 or 1700. That's an old house. My house was built in 1962. So it's a much more recent house, but it is a bit old. And the reason it had to specify the age that it was is because before a certain point, all the paint was leaded. So you have to take into consideration, like, they have to put in a thing saying like, hey, this house was built like before they outlawed leaded paint, which means your children might eat lead chips, like lead paint chips. Mm. Nice, sweet kitty girl. I was man, that's an impressively old house. How is it still standing? Like, has it been constantly like renovated? My house is literally falling apart, and some of the walls are unfixable and damaged. Ooh, oh, rip. If you want to keep the house, you might eventually have to like demolish it or something. which would be a massive shame and a massive cost in terms of money and time and manpower and just everything. Is it so old that it's like a historical building, so it can't be sold? But like what you could do, and this is really depending on the local laws, on like if you're allowed to do this or not. So like again, I don't know English like demolition law, but you could like what could be done, and this will be a bit expensive, and in terms of money, time, manpower, is try and tear down only the parts that are falling apart and like rebuild it, sort of Ship of Theseus your house. Uh, we live in America here, which means our houses are built with paper, plaster, and air, and also hopes and dreams. So we've sort of had to do that with with like a part of our living room, and our house is like not nearly as old as your house. Oh yeah, because drywall. Uh, Drywall is a sheet of like gypsum plaster that is like that has paper on one side. Uh, so that like it holds its shape as a sheet. And our walls are usually hollow because of this drywall. So it's like a basically a hollow frame of a bunch of like 2x4s, timber beams and stuff like that, and then like insulation, usually fiberglass or some sort of like insulating foam, and then like drywall. And these are really susceptible to mold, which here is really bad. However, it's also really easily replaceable and modular, which was sort of the point because these like building technologies got really popular during like post World War II, like baby boom, and a bunch of people were coming home and needed a bunch of like cheap housing that was built really fast. Uh, Please don't hurt your hand. Our walls are sure hollow, and I know that because in my room we've had to replace parts of these walls. Yeah, no, European walls are good. I like European walls. But yeah, no, like I said, I know for a fact that the walls in this house are hollow because like we've had to replace some of them. That does mean that they're very modular though, and we've changed this house quite a bit over the time that we've been caring for it. I cannot say that I enjoy American carpentry. However, there is a reason that it is the way that it is. And I will not be like, oh, it's there's no reason for this, because there is. Right? There's actually a lot of reasons that the things are the way they are. It's just that the way that it turned out is very unfortunate. Sort of like our city planning. Our city planning sucks, but like there is a reason it is the way it is, even if it's not a great reason. Ah, you have like an actually haunted cellar. Okay. We don't have a cellar, even a basement. It's just it's just creepy down there. And you don't really get like old architecture like that until you get out to the East Coast. It would be nice to visit the East Coast, but I like living here. So, whatever. The nature here is wonderful. I would love to do like a whole series of like talking about the Pacific Northwest, like ecosystems and things. Ah, the spiders there are big. Ah, they're probably not as big as here, and I'm not even gonna mention Australia because fuck Australia and their spiders, honestly. Uh, I'm sorry to say, like their biggest ones are mostly harmless. I think one of the like biggest downsides to living here as a region, and not going into like any human stuff, mind you, because it's just unfortunate to live in the US right now. But you guys brought over your stink bugs. You guys brought over your stink bugs and now they're a big problem and they keep dying in my house. They keep going, I would like to be in here. And there's no food for them here. They just die. And there's like a bunch of stink bug bodies and they didn't even like get killed or anything. They just kind of died. It sucks. I'd like them to not do that. I'd like them to live outside happy. Ooh, the biggest spider I've ever seen. Ooh, that's difficult. Ooh, probably about the size of like a quarter. Which yeah, a quarter because I've seen tarantulas like at the zoo. I'm not counting those. I've even held one, fun fact. It's very nice. I love tarantulas. Well, like about the size of a quarter US quarter. Yeah, copy control V 2 millimeters. Uh that's roughly a 24, like a 24 plus a little bit millimeter like diameter space that it takes up. For context, since you know, I might have actually seen bigger, but not in my house. The size of your palm? How does England have that size of spider? Let's see. Tegenaria dualica, formerly Gigantea.
Generally considered the largest arachnid to enter the UK homes, the female's leg span measures from tip to tip may reach an impressive 75 millimeters. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. You actually have kind of decent sized spiders. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm surprised though, because everything in the UK is just like I don't know. People talk about the UK's wildlife being smaller compared to like Europe, at least. There are probably big. There were probably like much bigger spiders on the eastern side of the Cascades, but I haven't really been there long enough to really see a spider. Uh, Ticks are arachnids, and I saw a big sumbitch tick, but like that doesn't count as a spider. And that was out in South Dakota, so that also kind of doesn't count because that's a different place. That's pretty far away. It's basically going from like Barcelona to like Kiev and being like this stuff in Kiev is exactly like it is in like near Barcelona. And yes, I looked it up. That is how it's pronounced. Ah, the spiders are harmless but big. I see. Yeah, you guys should bring back wolves and bears. Honestly, I think that could fix your ecosystems. People are doing that. Well, not yet, but people are like bringing back the Eurasian beaver. It is doing wonders for your guys' ecosystem. And it's just beginning and it's already been like doing a lot. I like beavers. Beavers are funny animals. Let's see. Okay, yes. Yeah, Oregon is a lot less safe. Uh, but things might not be as big like on this side of the mountains. We get rattlesnakes on the eastern side, I think, if I remember right. But no, the UK gets like two species of like venomous snake, so I don't know. If I remember right, they might be extinct. We have black bears though, and black bears are our friends. I like black bears. They're fun. They make me happy just looking at them. Sorry, there's a cat that decided that I'm the perfect place to take a bath. That's funny. Why is the accent coming on so thick today? What the fuck is with that? It's fine. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh well. Okay, that makes sense. You have some fun trim on your sleeves. Meow, 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 meow. You're making it quite hard to draw. I hope you know this. Yeah, we still have bears, we have wolves, we have coyotes, we have poisonous snakes out east. Let's see. I don't think we have buffalo anymore, unfortunately. We'll get those back. I mean, yeah, fair. The likelihood of being killed by a cow is small but never zero. You know, like we used to get buffalo. I don't think we do anymore, but like I hope we get I hope buffalo numbers get big enough that we can get them again. They're awesome. They're awesome animals. And like their numbers are recovering quite a lot. You don't need to get up. I was just moving to be comfortable. Okay. Well, I no longer have a cat on my lap. Oh yeah, we also get mountain lions. I completely forgot about the mountain lions. They're more east though. Again, because mountains and more arid. Do we get scorpions? Let me look that up. Oregon scorpion species. Okay, let's see. We get okay. Oregon State University. Don't fail me now. Okay, so we get the western forest scorpion. We get the uh yeah. We also have scorpions. Turns out we get scorpions in the wet climates, and I didn't know that. Yeah, we get tsunamis and typhoons. There's like a whole there's a whole section of the coast that's like, hey, you're entering and exiting the tsunami zone. Which is very cool. I don't think I've ever like had a tsunami happen in my entire like time living here. But like, it's enough that we have the warning. Washington got a basically hurricane, which typhoon is just a Pacific hurricane. That's the only difference. So like, we get it. We get the occasional typhoon. Mm. Hi there. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. It looked like you were having a good time on the floor. I thought you wanted out. My bad. But yeah, no, we also have a lot of forest fires, unfortunately, which are mostly man-made, uh, which I wish wouldn't happen. A bunch of poisonous plants, which are mostly fine. They're mostly fine, just don't touch them. We used to have grizzlies, but our grizzlies went extinct because people killed them to death. Big gave me and my friends. Ah, we don't normally get hail that big, but like, uh actually, no, I think we do. It's just very rare. It's very rare for us to get like big hail. At least here, like in this part of Oregon and Washington. Let's see. In a world of pure imagination, come with me and you'll sneak. In a world of pure imagination. Let me put two people shading. people shaming. There we go. The most dangerous things you probably have to deal with here, though, is other people. And I don't mean any of this as a joke. There's an actual, like, serious, like, opioid crisis here, and so, like, sometimes people can be a bit dangerous when they're not in their right mind. This is why I don't go to Portland very often. It's not fun, and but people have guns. People have guns here. People are very dangerous. There's a reason why a bunch of people are like, if you see a man in the woods or a bear in the woods, which would you rather pick? And everyone chose the bear. There's a reason. Yeah, we have to deal with guns and knives. You just have to deal with knives. Which I'm not like shitting on the danger of being stabbed to death with a knife. Right? Like there's a lot of Americans that hear like it's specifically when Brits, when British people make fun of like our gun violence in schools, which is a horrible tragedy. Is it's like, dude, you don't have you're not here. You don't understand how scary it is to like go to school every day and not know if your school's gonna be the next one that gets like shot up this week. It's not a good time. And like knife violence is a serious issue. And I'm not gonna like lighten that. Like genuinely I'm not. It does suck and it shouldn't happen. But also like it's not right here. A few years ago, someone from America moved to my school and he brought a knife and, and then got expelled. Oh, for a knife? Really? My cousin got expelled for having like a disassembled gun in his bag. Like not even a whole thing, just like disassembled, just the parts. I don't know where he got the parts for it, but like, man, a knife? Really? Was it like a pocket knife or was it like a knife? Uh, I I don't know how true this is, but I did hear this from a Scottish person. So like I trust it. Is that like you don't want to fucking deal with oh, a tiny knife. Okay, yeah, no, like a pocket knife. Like a Swiss Army knife. Small boy. Hey, that's it. Oh, that is true. But like, that's the kind of thing you just bring with you, like camping with your family. Is like a small knife like that. Actually, no, you'd bring a bigger knife. So right, like in some cases, especially for college, that is sometimes a required piece of kit for like a college course, especially in natural resources. They we've recently like switched more over to just using some like clippers for like collecting samples, but like knives are still an option. But seriously, got expelled for like a tiny pocket knife? Jesus. I mean, I get being very strict with weapons. England's just kind of always been like that. As far as I remember, I like history, so I'm trying to remember a time when they weren't, and you have to go like pretty far back. Meanwhile, the United States is like, we liberated ourselves with guns. We worship the gun. We're gonna have the nuclear family as a husband, a wife, 2.5 guns, and a dog. So like, I don't know. I'm not exactly in the right place or the right person to really like judge a country's strictness or lack thereof on weapons. Okay, that makes more sense than the knife to me. That definitely makes more sense than the knife to me. I'm gonna say that much. I'm not gonna say that that makes total sense to me, or like, or like anything, but it makes more sense. I assume it still has to have that like bright orange cap on uh, on the uh on the barrel to show that it's an airsoft and not like an actual firearm. Because that's what they have to do here at least. With Monkey D. Luffy. There he is. Little kid Monkey D. Luffy. But yeah, no. From there's a Scottish person that was talking about like high school. Apparently, like British high school boys are just like not good people to deal with. Apparently, I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't think that's true. That feels like a massive overgeneralization. But like he talked about an experience where like a group of boys back in school like squished okay like squished whatever like food they had for lunch and said it should taste better now cuz it's my birthday. Like what does that mean? Let's see. Okay. If I lower this down to let's say 14. I guess I'm biased cuz I had a relatively good high school experience. People in at least like Oregon schools are nice-ish. They're fine. And like they just sort of ignore you mostly. Like it's really more middle school you have to watch out for because people just kind of like don't understand themselves yet and then mean and they're still like spouting all the things that their parents say and the parents can be like actually evil people. You know, it's a bit unfortunate, but can't be helped really. I mean, it can, but it takes a lot of work. Thank you, 3 o'clock alarm. Very cool and awesome. Was I bumped into a year seven or eight and he threatened to get his dad to run me over? Oh, it's pretty normal. Nah, nah, nah. I've heard worse. The principal at my high school ended up being like pretty damn good principal, and so there was like very little like actual violence, right? Like people would make fun of each other, people would call each other slurs, people would like even do some threats as a some threats as a treat. Uh, and I got out of there, and in the last year, they replaced the principal uh to like put him into like focusing on a problem school, a school that is traditionally like, the people there are a bit of trouble to deal with. And they replaced him with a not good principal. And as soon as I left, I started hearing things about gang violence and fights in the high school. Like actual fucking gang violence, drug use was always higher. There was always a lot of like weed. Always a lot of like using weed, especially to like hotbox the bathrooms. But that's just kind of par for the course. But like once the principal got replaced with a worse one, there was like gang violence. There was like hard drug use. There was like fights in the schools. I think one of them I heard about ended up like they had to go to the hospital, which in the U.S. that's very unfortunate. Not great. However, I met a lot of really cool people in high school, so people aren't exactly a monolith. It's just that things got worse after I left. Ah, I see. The principal for most of my high school experience was wonderful. He was very good at like problem resolution. He was very good at like talking to people and actually like understanding problems. He was just very good. He was just like very very generally competent at his job. And then they swapped him out to work on a problem school where all the people kind of just sucked there. And then my high school became the problem school. It was really unfortunate. I hope there wasn't a school shooting. There might have been. I need to check on that. I like actually need to check on my high school because it's like actually possible that there could have been a shooting since I left. I worry about them because I care about that school. It was a very good school, and I had a lot of great teachers that taught me a lot of good stuff about like actually like growing up and being a person and such and things. Like I had some bad experiences with the family related stuff I won't go into, and I had teachers that really helped me to come out of my shell and develop, and it was very nice. Uh, it By the end of it, it was no longer that school, which is very unfortunate. But what can you do? The American education system sucks for everyone involved. I hope I didn't make any people here too big. I don't think I did. I think that everybody's proportional. They should be proportional. I believe that they are, and so they shall be. But yeah, no, that reminds me. Like people forget that the United States is like a bunch of small kind of shitty countries forcing themselves together so that they're like one superpower or were one superpower. Don't let me be hasty here. You know, it's not like our economy is falling apart, and I'm gonna need to use a more stable currency for all my financial decisions rather than the U.S. dollar, so that I can actually afford things. You know, it is what it is. I will probably stop complaining on stream so much about it, but I will be complaining about it in real life because it's not a fun situation to be in. Oh shit! Must be a bunch of whiplash, huh? Seeing yourself in primary. Okay, I just looked that up. That's 5 to 11. Yeah, that must be a massive whiplash. Now I'm looking at like an age chart between like U.S. school and UK school. It's interesting that there's like primary school, then there's secondary school, and then there's like tertiary school. All right, it says third school here. And so like grade 9 would be year 10, grade 10 would be year 11. 11th grade, like junior year of high school, which is like the third out of the fourth years, would be like year 12. And then like senior high school senior would be like year 13. See, I like to learn about the world, but that doesn't mean I'm smart or know a lot. It just means that I want to learn. Is this the right layer? Did I put this on the right layer? I did. I did, and that's awesome and cool. You see, now this is pod racing. You know, also bowling competition. That's sick. I like bowling. It's been a while since I've bowled. It's been a while since I've been a bowler. I'd like to do that again. It's nice. It's a very fun sport. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's very cool and pog and good. Even. Let's see. Okay, so and I want to have this be shaded because this is underneath that. Damn. I don't have a well, no, I do. I do have a lot of pictures of me from like primary school age. Obviously our grades are different, but I'm sort of converting of like, yeah, 5 to 11. I have a lot from then, but like I don't have a lot from other people around that age. You see, I'm what you might like to call somebody who didn't have a lot of friends until high school. I had a few. I had a few in middle. Uh, it wasn't exactly a good time for me though. So you win some, you lose some. Wrong fucking layer. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. I'm going to do this, and this will be cool and awesome because I'm epic and cool. If I do this, then it'll be very awesome. If I do this shading, there we go. Yeah. I might have to make this inside the mouth a bit darker, just so a bit more contrast, and that's fine. That's cool. Welcome to the underground. How are your balls? If you wanna look around, give us your balls. There we go, bug and ghoul. Yeah, I actually have a figure. There's actually a person. Huzzah. So I'm going to grab this color. And I'm going to start doing some actual highlights. I think once I finish the shading on little kid Luffy here, I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to call it after that. Actually, no, this is supposed to be anime. I'm just gonna, like, do this. Yeah. Wrong color, Kronk. There we go, and that's how I can be like, yes, it's hair still. Oh, what is the One Piece? Okay, so we don't actually know yet what the One Piece is. Um, it'll be found out at the end of the series. That is the guarantee that we will one day find out what the One Piece is. It's just we don't know right now because we're not at the One Piece. Frankly, it's fine that we don't know what the One Piece is. Like for a while now, or like for a while longer. It's like it's about the journey, not the destination. Now, my friends and I have a joke theory that it is a box of these yeah, all we know is the One Piece is real. That is actually true. That is actually all we know about it. And also that it's at the very end on Laugh Tale. This weird island that people have not been to in forever, I guess. We don't actually know a lot about it. Uh, like as an island. Like, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's fine. It's fine, and it's not something to really worry about until it's time to get there. The, the One Piece! The One Piece is real! Can we get much higher? So high. Oh, oh, oh. I don't actually like Kanye West's music all that much because he's an awful human being and like an actual Nazi. Like, this isn't slander or conjecture or anything. Like, he sells Nazi merch on his merch store. So I hate him, and it sucks that the One Piece is real meme uses one of his songs. The question is, can we get much higher? So high. You may think the answer is no, but boy do I have a surprise for you. Because I believe, yes, I believe, that the answer is yes. The power of yes. Ah, it has been 3 hours. You're so right. Time really does fly when you're having fun. You also through that you reminded me to save. And for that I am very grateful. Why is it trailing like that? It doesn't used to do that. There we go. A fun fact: a medieval peasant would find saying "gat" to be sacrilegious and would ask for your murder because that actually comes from the phrase "god damn," which means "god damn." Of course, in reference to the size and voluptuousness of a particularly pert and big ass. However, back in medieval times, such sacrilegious language would be taken as a grievous offense. Just a little fun history fact. After all, I am the knower. Now I say that kind of as a joke, but I do like to know things. Knowing stuff is fun. Etymology, also known as the way that words do, is very fun. The knower of all good and bad. Let's see. I'm trying to look it up, and the only things that are being given to me by Google by Google searching is from the Bible. So I don't know. I do have a surprisingly extensive knowledge on biblical texts, considering that I don't personally believe. Uh, so like it sounds vaguely biblical, but it's probably not, honestly. Does my neck crack? Yes, it does. It probably didn't pick up on mic, but like I just did it. I have to be careful though, because I can't crack it too hard or much, or my neck will hurt for like 3 days. So I don't usually do it, but I can. I can crack every joint in my body, including my hips. I am a chiropractor's worst nightmare. Chiropractors hate this one simple trick. Piano, why do you ask? I'd assume just because of curiosity. But if there's some ulterior motive of cracking my neck, well, let's just say it worked. Well, let's just say my peanuts. I just remembered something, and I don't know why I remembered it, but I did. So, fun fact about the Irish accent: that's the accent that people in England had when Ireland was colonized. And then England, like their accent shifted over time, but due to the way that language works through colonization. Ah, your neck cracked very loud, so I was curious. All right, yeah, I figured, and also very pog. But yeah, no, due to the process that language usually goes through during colonization, it tends to hold on to more conservative, like language wise. more conservative habits and stuff and changes in their own direction. So like for instance, the Irish accent is the accent of what was like most common in England at the time of Ireland's colonization. In North America, it's roughly the same, except for, Canada's going through its own vowel shifts. That's the case with like Australia and New Zealand, but again, like they're going through their own vowel shifts. So like they're a bit different. The same goes with like French and Spanish over here, is that like these languages, oh, and Portuguese, is they all hold like more conservative like habits linguistically that usually are often dropped or shifted by like the colonizing country, or not country, but like the colonizing people. Like I could have used any like previous like colonial empire as an example, but since like I feel like talking about the British Empire was probably the most relatable, since we both speak English. Uh and so like those linguistic differences can be like most exemplified through talking about it through like a British Empire lens. I love language. It's very fascinating. Let's see, background shading. Do I hear the background music? Oh, do you need me to turn it up? Sorry about it being low. I can turn it up for you. I had to turn it down for myself. Actually, let me keep it down at 27. Let me. There we go. Is that a little better? Sorry for it being quiet. It's meant to be sort of quiet and mellow in the background. Let me actually emphasize this big chrome dome over here, for the funny. There we go. Oh, oh no, it's not you. I made it quiet on purpose. And I'm sorry about that. It is it is meant to be quiet. I also have to turn it down a lot for me because it's really loud on my end often. Because the Windows Media Player likes to default to 100% volume, and that's loud. Let's see, people shading. I don't know why I inhaled like that. That was concerning. But I inhaled more like a gasp, and that didn't feel the best, but that's fine. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. The Outer Wilds music, as you could tell, is like some of my favorite. Uh, on my Spotify Wrapped, it's probably not going to say that I've listened to it a whole lot because this is all downloaded on my computer so I can avoid their stupid ads. Wait, check? What? What's going on? Did something happen? Let's see. Who's good? That is how you spell Czech, like Czechos, like Czechia, like a Czech, like a person who is Czech, right? Like that is what you said. If I remember correctly. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's Polish for hello. Okay. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Poles everywhere for my mistake. I hope that I may be forgiven by the big pole in the sky. I don't know, I gotta say that as a joke, but like legit, like sorry for being an idiot. I love that Polish dancing cow. Like it's gotten to the point where it's not like a funny meme anymore. However, however, I will say, um, it is just generally very pleasant. It is a deeply pleasant meme to view, and so I enjoy it a great deal. I might just like undo what's going on over there with the. There we go. I hope that the weird save pop-up didn't show on here because that would have just showed my name. Oh, congrats. But I got like a thing saying like, "Oh, you weren't able to save it." And if it showed my name, I would have to fucking edit that out. Actually, I kind of don't care. You know what? You know what? That's too much work. I kind of don't care. I'd rather not have my name revealed, but it's not like something I really super care about. Okay, good. I mean that is good. Let's see if I add back the sketch. Okay, so what I'm going to do beforehand, just so that I remember. Maybe scoot that down like this, and I'm going to print screen, and by that I mean I'm going to screenshot with the print screen button. And I'm going to take this image. I'm going to take this potato chip and eat it. No, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna screenshot that so I can make it into a thumbnail for this later. And I think it's late for you. So I'm going to go to just chatting. And I hope you don't mind that I do an ad, like an ending readout. I want to know if you didn't mention it, I wouldn't be curious. And if I did see it, I wouldn't. Ah, I see, of course, yeah. And I hope you don't mind if I do like a funny like end read like I normally do. I just I don't know. Most of the time you leave because it's like late for you over there in the continent of Europe. But yeah, no, I've been Bajongles. You can find me here on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, uh, noon Pacific Standard Time. You can find me over on Bluesky and Tumblr at BigBoyArt1, username Bajongles or some variety. For instance, on Tumblr, I did the funny Bajongler, uh, Bajongles Tumblr. But like yeah, you can find me over on there. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. I post it there on the VOD Jongles channel, which is where I post my VODs. I try and get them in a week after they happen. Uh, and I'm excited for Thursday. Because that means I'm gonna be hanging out with a friend on stream again. Uh, like I said, it's VOD Jongles. I can actually put it in. There we go. It's that. I can also send like a link to a VOD. Uh, and then like if you're having trouble with that, I can send that. Uh, but yeah, no, it's been a wonderful time. I will catch you all on the flip flop. I have editing and stuff to do. Bye bye.